Welcome everyone back to Weekly Weather Updates, and this evening we'll have a look at the latest on Winter Storm Arwen, which was named earlier today by the Met Office for its severe impacts. We now have amber warnings for wind, yellow warnings for wind as well more widely, and we also have a yellow warning for snow across Scotland. Elsewhere there could still be some severe wintry impacts, including wind chill, snow for some overnight Friday into Saturday and through Saturday, but the wind is going to be the big factor for this storm. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to follow us as well, the links in the description. So we'll first have a look at the warnings, the amber and the yellow warnings. We'll have a look at the live radars. We do have some precipitation moving in at the moment, and then we'll go through the short range models, looking at the potential for snow and the temperatures and the wind strength, and then we'll have a look at the long range forecast as well with the pressure charts. So you can see at the moment we do have no warnings at the moment as of Thursday, but by Friday we do have a yellow warning that starts 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, so that's when we could start to see the impacts. Initially, yes, a yellow warning, high winds develop during Friday afternoon and evening can cause some travel disruption and damage. It was updated earlier this morning, 55 to 65 miles per hour in many coastal areas and parts of Scotland, Northern Ireland. We could see gusts exceed 65 miles per hour, and you can see high impact and starting to increase in likelihood now as we're getting closer to the event, so we could see this amber warning expanded. If we also have a look at the amber warning, it is from 3 p.m. tomorrow, so tomorrow afternoon to evening is when these strong winds are going to be arriving from Storm Arwen and sort of slowing down by 9 a.m. on Saturday. Still could be some very strong gusts beyond that, but the peak will be Friday evening into Saturday morning. High winds are expected to cause some travel disruption and damage. Storm Arwen will bring high northerly winds southwards across Scotland during Friday afternoon and evening. The highest winds will then become confined to northeast England. Early Saturday, gusts of 65 to 75 miles per hour are expected in coastal areas, with gusts in excess of 75 miles per hour in a few places. High impact and high likelihood as well. Now, the last warning for Friday is for snow, and it's from 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon until midnight on Friday. Spell of hill and mountain snow combined with high winds will give blizzard conditions and cause travel disruption across many areas of central Scotland. Elsewhere across Scotland, we can still see snow, but the impacts won't be as high, as surface temperatures are looking around freezing or a couple of degrees above freezing, which means falling snow is very possible, but disruption from accumulating snow is probably unlikely widely. Locally, though, we could see some impacts from it. If we look at further details, you can see early wintry showers will give way to a spell of more persistent hill and mountain snow during the afternoon and evening. Mainly from 200 to 300 metres will be sort of the freezing level. That's where it will accumulate. And above 300 metres, where we have high confidence, the freezing level will get down to. We could be seeing 5 to 8 centimetres of snow possible, and there could be blizzards and some drifting snow, of course. Now, further southwards across many parts of northern England, parts of England and Wales as well, very possible we do see some snow through Friday evening into Saturday as well, but we are unlikely to see massive accumulations. That's why there isn't a warning in at this stage. If those chances increase, I could see a warning be potentially be put in for Friday into Saturday, potentially across the northeast, parts of the Midlands, and maybe even into southern England as well. But the main risk will be those very strong winds with whatever precipitation does fall, which at this stage could be rain, sleet or snow pretty much anywhere on the eastern side of the British Isles and inland generally. Towards the coast it will become more difficult because we have warmer sea surface temperatures that are likely to maybe provide a little bit of an undercut. So temperatures towards the coast maybe stay around 4 or 5 degrees instead of sort of 1, 2, 3 degrees, which is forecast for Saturday inland. So if we do now have a look at the live radar, you can see we've actually got a warm front pushing in at the moment. Some snow on its leading edge across Scottish mountains, even down into parts of southern Scotland as well. But it will move through and mainly be rain because it is bringing in a milder sector ahead of Storm Arwen, which is currently positioned towards Iceland, just the centre of the low, and that will be moving through tonight into tomorrow. Now, we can also see we have some showers down the eastern side of the United Kingdom as well, and we have a bit of a Pembrokeshire dangler going. Not massively heavy precipitation, but a bit of a streamer going there with showers in this line. And that could be a bit of a feature through the weekend if we do get these northeasterly winds going. We could even be seeing some snow with that as well, so maybe some accumulations over higher ground in Wales and southwest England. Now, if we do have a look at the precipitation charts from the UK Met Office run, the run that those weather warnings are mainly based on, they do take other runs into account, but this is the UK Met Office's sort of official computer model, so this is one they're probably most likely to take their warnings from. So you can see snow showers across Scotland earlier today and across this afternoon to the evening. Initially snow, but turning more to rain as this weather front moves through. Again, all rain really when it heads through southern England early hours of tomorrow morning. Not really clearing potentially until lunchtime or even early afternoon. And then we start to see Storm Arwen come into the northeast. Heavy snow widely across Scotland, even to low-lying areas. Just the biggest impacts will be over higher ground. Very, very heavy snow you can see there. Dark purples over the Scottish Highlands. And as those occluded fronts move southwards, we could see snow across many parts of Ireland, Wales. And as this system moves southwards overnight Friday, widespread area of precipitation. You can see there is pink mixed in within it. It's sort of in random areas, and any moderate elevation will give you the highest chance of seeing this snow fall to ground level through Friday night into early hours of Saturday. Could even be seeing some snow in the London area, and the heaviest snow we could see in England is likely to be across northern England and northeast parts of the Midlands as well, across Yorkshire, Lancashire, all the way up into the northeast, and potentially even into sort of central Midlands as well. And we could be seeing falling snow, as I said, towards the London area in the south and the southeast as well, through early hours of Friday, and that precipitation hangs around. So we did see the temperatures fall low enough, we did see it all fall to snow. You couldn't rule out a bit of a dusting, potentially in a few spots. Or even more than that, dare I say. Beyond that, though, that precipitation will linger in the east, staying as snow in a few spots, but potentially turning a bit more to rain as we get into the middle of the day. And those showers continue in the east, likely to be wintry of nature, especially inland, maybe more sleet or growlpool, but still the potential for some heavy snow showers at times, especially falling snow. Early hours of Sunday, clear skies. It's going to be a frigid night, and we'll have a look at the temperatures in a minute. It's going to be really bitterly cold. But we're seeing weather fronts starting to push in. Now, it will take a long time for these weather fronts to eventually push in, but by Monday into Tuesday, they eventually do push in, and things will be going milder once again. Now, if we have a look at the wind gusts, if we do run it through, you can see at the moment nothing too major in terms of wind gusts. Around sort of 30, 40 miles per hour, which isn't too amazing for parts of coastal areas in general. Inland's more like 10, 20 miles per hour. Through Thursday evening, so this evening we're going to see winds pick up to around 50, 60 miles per hour, potentially across the north, but those strongest winds will be arriving through Friday afternoon. You can see potentially 80, 90, or even higher than that gusts across northern Scotland, parts of Northern Ireland, northeast England as well. Those very strong winds, potentially 100 mile an hour plus gusts, potentially through Friday evening, even coming inland, 70 or 80 mile per hour gusts. And those heaviest winds or strongest winds will also be down the Irish Sea as well for parts of Wales and the southwest. Even though there's not going to be seeing the heaviest precipitation, still likely to be some very, very strong winds, and those winds spread southwards as well before diminishing through Saturday evening into Sunday. Now, if we also finally have a look at the max temperatures, which are going to be bitterly cold. So early this morning, we did have quite a widespread frost across the north and even parts in the southeast as well, but where cloud lingered. Not across the southeast, that was for Saturday. But you can see across the north a widespread frost, but where cloud lingered further south, we did see temperatures stay up. Now, as we head through this afternoon, you saw temperatures around 3, 4, 5 degrees further north, staying around freezing or below, but we are seeing a milder wedge of air move through. And tonight, you can see those temperatures in the southeast could fall down to freezing, but further northwards staying a good couple of degrees, around 4 or 5 degrees, so cold rain pushing in. Early hours of Friday, still a frost in the southeast, but for many areas around Friday morning, we've got that wedge of milder air across England and Wales, so it's around 7, 8 degrees. However, across Scotland, see the very cold air is starting to pick up, and you can see by 6 p.m. on Friday, widely freezing across Scotland and northern England as well, especially over higher ground. Lower lying areas, maybe still 2 or 3 degrees. Over the course of the evening, you can see widely around freezing or a couple degrees above, and that's why it's a bit marginal, of course, with this snow event. Some areas will see snow, some areas will unfortunately only see rain. Beyond that, through early hours of Saturday, widely across England and Wales, 1, 2, 3 degrees, so very high possibility of seeing falling snow, laying snow, less so, but again, it's going to be sort of a nowcast event. Beyond that, you see temperatures across Scotland are bitterly cold through Saturday, around -4, -5 degrees, and Sunday evening is going to be the coldest night, definitely, of this cold spell and probably of the autumn into early winter so far, widely waking up on Sunday to -1, -2 degrees, if not lower than that across many northern areas of England and Scotland, potentially getting down to -10 degrees in a few spots. Saturday is going to be, Sunday is going to be a very cold day generally, only 2, 3, 4 degrees across the north, much colder than that, and Monday we're going to have potentially an even colder frost across or colder overnight temperatures and a harder frost over northern England, -14 degrees being potentially seen by the UKMO Office Run, -10 or -11 across the Scottish Highlands, so beating Saturday night into Sunday, and across many areas in the south, -1 to -4, so bitterly cold, but you can see that the milder air is slowly edging in from the west. And you can see in the day, Monday, only 2, 3, 4 degrees, and overnight to Tuesday, temperatures falling nowhere near as cold as much milder air is pushing in. Now, if we have a look at the icon run, have a look at precipitation, you can see again heavier rain pushing in tonight, and then we start to see the heavy snow, strong winds pushing in from the north. You can see snow mainly inland across higher ground, and you see that area of snow pushing down the east, and you see some rain and snow potentially in Wales and southwest. That area of snow across the eastern parts of northern England, East Anglia, the Midlands into the southeast, potentially heavy snow there for a good few hours, and then we're keeping wintry showers along the east, and potentially the Pembrokeshire Dangler going as well, but mainly rain here, and the potential for, of course, some snow streamers in the north over the higher ground through Saturday into early hours of Sunday, before things turn a lot drier by Monday, before heavier rain pushes in for Tuesday. Now, if we have a look at the GFS, which is going to be very interesting, of course, as it loves to show big snow events. If we do one through, you can see mainly rain at the moment, and then we see heavy snow push through tomorrow afternoon, and some really heavy snow across early hours of Saturday, across many parts of the Midlands, into the southeast. You couldn't rule out some significant accumulations, especially over high ground, or even some low-lying areas, some moderate accumulations of a few centimetres here or there, maintaining all the way through Saturday morning as well, before mainly being showery in the east, before things start to quieten down. Very interesting to see what the snow depth would be showing for that. So you can see Friday afternoon potentially seeing 10 to 20 centimetres across Scotland, maybe more widely 5 to 10 centimetres, and you can see by early hours of Saturday we're seeing a couple centimetres widely across low-lying areas, and over higher ground 10 centimetres plus, and even a pocket of 5 to 10 centimetres across central southern England. So quite a big snow event from the GFS there, and it does melt away, of course, by the end of the weekend. And we could be seeing some more heavy snow across Scotland as the initial weather fronts push in before things starting to melt quite widely. So very interesting from the GFS there. That would be causing some significant disruptions, because not only is the wintry precipitation potentially falling out of the sky, it's those strong winds as well, with the bitterly cold wind chill, blizzard conditions as well for many if you see that snow coming out of the sky. Now, if we run through the longer term outlook, I'll go through this quite quickly as this video is getting a little bit long because we have concentrated on Storm Arwen. So you can see Storm Arwen pushing out of the north, and you can see it down the east before moving into Europe. Then we stay in a cold, frigid air mass over the course of Saturday into Sunday, and that air mass will eventually be pushed away by milder air in off the Atlantic, and then potentially go into another northerly wind by next Thursday in about a week's time. But it is short-lived, and we go westerly once again, and it looks like we're staying westerly. In the longer term, we are seeing hints potentially of a bit of a Scandinavian high building, but you can see right towards the end, nothing too major. Have to keep an eye on that, of course. You see this blocking towards Svalbard and Scandinavia, and if we did get that really going, you can see a very cold pool of air there, and that would be rushing into Europe and the UK if we did get that high pressure really going. But at this stage, nothing too amazing in the longer term. Generally quite westerly and interchangeable temperatures as well. Now, if we have a look at the GM, hasn't fully come out yet, but we've got up to 228 hours, so only got one more update for that. You can see again Storm Arwen moving through, then we stay in the frigid air mass through Sunday, and even into Monday afternoon, still in that colder air mass, especially in the east, before milder air pushing through, and then we see another northerly wind through next Thursday. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything majorly wintry potential with that, but again, very cold temperatures overnight, potentially with more hard overnight frosts, and then we go oscillating warmer and colder sectors out of course, and yeah, looking generally quite westerly. Now, if we have a look at the ECMWF, see how it does compare, you can see again Storm Arwen moving through over the next few days, and then we see again that potential northerly wind by next Wednesday to Thursday, bringing in a bit colder air, but nothing too amazing. And then we generally do go westerly once again. We still have that potential ridge trying to build up towards Scandinavia, but once again, nothing too much comes of it on this ECMWF run. Just something we need to watch in the longer term. Generally, though, over the next week to 10 days beyond this weekend, it does look like it will be going generally mild and westerly, but there will be colder sort of air masses move through at times, like next Thursday, when it does look like there will be a brief north or northwesterly wind, bringing in much colder air for a day or two, bringing potentially wintry showers in the north, but most likely for most areas it will just be colder feel and overnight frosts. Now, if we finish up, have a look at the GFS Ensembles. Now, the 12Z run hasn't fully updated, but we've got it out to the next sort of 12 days, so it's out to its sort of uncertain time frame. You can see at the moment it's really quite cold. We've got -5 degree ice firm currently for many areas, but we're going to see a milder pocket of air move through over the next 12 to 24 hours. For temperature, plummet once again down to -5 or lower than that, and holding on all the way into the last day of November. Of course, we see temperatures climb quite significantly to around average or just above average before we see another cold northerly wind move in. Not quite as cold as northerly wind we're going to be seeing over the next 3 or 4 days, but still pretty chilly, overnight frost potentially, and a few wintry showers in the north. And beyond that, you see temperatures around average. Some going much milder, some going much colder, but nothing too unusual for this time of year, with the temperatures being around average. Now, if we have a look at the new snow depth, especially looking at the next couple of days, you can see significant accumulations on a lot of these ensembles. 2, 3, 4 centimetres, which is a lot for the end of November. I haven't seen any significant accumulations in the south for many years in the autumn, really. We've seen some, especially across the north, but in recent years, nothing really across the south that comes to note. So this would really be quite an unusual event. It shouldn't be generally. Snow in November shouldn't be too unusual, but for the last decade, we've had quite mild winters in general, apart from, of course, the early ones around 2010, 2012, 13, for example, those sort of years where we did have some quite cold conditions at times. It's been generally quite mild, especially in November, so it can be very unusual seeing potentially some wintriness. If we have a look at dew points as well, very important for snow. You can see most are below freezing, which is important, as of course you need those dew points to be below freezing for snow to form. Another important factor, of course, is the 2 metre temperatures, and you can see over the course of the weekend, it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing temperatures in the day around freezing, especially across London. Over high ground, temperatures may struggle to get above freezing, but for many low-lying areas, it will generally be 3, 4 degrees or cold in the day. And of course, we'll see evaporated cooling where temperatures do drop when we see precipitation come out of the sky, of course, and that may contribute to snowfall as well. And overnight, of course, the ensemble members do sort of underestimate how cold it will get, simply because they are, of course, low resolution and don't forecast widespread frosts that well, especially when sort of the air mass isn't too exceptionally cold, but it's sort of had a couple days to build, and potentially when we've got precipitation falling out of the sky, temperatures are brought down as well. So likely to be around freezing or below freezing overnight, and around 3 or 4 degrees in the day for a good 3 or 4 days from around Friday until Sunday. And even Monday does look like it could be pretty chilly as well for milder conditions come in, of course. Those milder conditions will be coming in first from the west. So it could be some very significant conditions over the next 48 hours. So make sure you do stay tuned to my videos, the Met Office forecast as well, and their associated weather warnings, because there could be some very dangerous conditions across the north and the east. Not only precipitation being in the form of snow and rain to some areas as well, but the wind chill will be very significant with those 60, 70, 80 mile per hour gusts. And of course, with the precipitation, we could be seeing some blizzards around as well. So make sure you stay safe out there and don't take any significant risks. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.